Here now is your fabulous host, Mr. Randall White.
And a very good Sunday morning to you. It is Veterans Day, November the 11th. The time right now, 9:33. I'm joined by Patty Pyburn.
Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Patty. And so we've been mentioning throughout the show that there are a number of restaurants in the United States offering free meals for veterans, or at least maybe a portion or a discount, any number of things. And you can find the details if there's a restaurant near you and you'd like to go out there and take advantage of it.
Yeah.
Right. You can find that at eatdrinkexplore.com. Just head to our program summaries under the radio tab, and it's right there at the top for the November 11th edition. I made it super easy to find so that you could too. So many national names you would recognize. There must be one near you. More than likely.
And check before you go to make sure that they're participating.
Right. And then there are a number of, non-chains that you can check with as well. You can just ask, hey, do you have any specials for Veterans Day? Give them a call and find out. It's just
you never know.
The national chains, it's a little easier to find out because they publicize that, that sort of thing. So at any rate, our compass word for the Compass Hour is bird this week. With Thanksgiving in mind, we thought it might be an appropriate compass word. And just yesterday, I purchased a 10-pound bird for sort of a pre-Thanksgiving dinner because we'll be heading out of town for Thanksgiving, but I thought it'd be nice to have a meal with family, friends, and people that work here with us for Eat, Drink, Explore. And so we just got a little one, but we ordered what's known as an heirloom bird through Diestel Family Farms. It's Diestel, Diestel Turkey Farms. They're in Sonora in the California foothills. And they do all primarily free-range, organic, and they do what they call an heirloom bird, which is a bird that you would have found, I think she said 60 to 80 years ago, something like that. But it doesn't qualify as a heritage turkey, and that's what we'll be talking about this segment are the heritage birds. And we bring in Roger Mastrude with the Heritage Turkey Foundation, which happens to be based in our listening area in Capitola. Roger, welcome to the program.
Good morning.
Yes, good morning to you. Now, heritage birds have really taken off, so to speak, I guess, in recent years as people try to get back to more heirloom-type varieties of the foods they eat.
Yes, and the so-called heirloom birds are not a heritage turkey, as you said, and they're really one of the industrial breeds. It was the first one to be developed in the 1930s.
Oh, in the 1930s. Okay, so I was about right with that 80-year window that that I was guessing. How do they differ from the heritage? What is now the heritage bird? Is that what they would have eaten at the Thanksgiving dinner we think of with the Pilgrims?
A heritage turkey, yes, sure. The breed that was available at that time. I can't tell you exactly what they would have been. They might have been wild turkeys, but the Pilgrims and other immigrants to the U.S. did bring the modern breeds of turkeys, some of them, from Europe with them, and then they interbred with North American wild turkeys.
Interesting.
And so how does the heritage differ from what we're used to having on our Thanksgiving platter? I imagine they're smaller birds without as much breast meat.
Well, they have less breast meat. They get quite large. They were bred into really very carefully bred in the 19th century, and they were pretty big birds. For example, you could get a 28-pound heritage turkey male. That's about as large as they get.
And we know those as a tom.
The problem with the industrial breeds is that they were bred to have a lot of breast meat, but also the shape of the bird was changed through breeding. The body of a heritage bird is longer. The body of an industrial turkey is kind of the conformation of muscles and stuff have kind of been pushed up on the frame, higher on the body. So the breast meat kind of sticks out
And-
and unbalances the birds. And then the birds get too big for a normal turkey skeleton to bear. Sometimes they
Right.
drop dead. They don't normally mate naturally in unusual circumstances. They can, but they aren't. Industrial turkeys are all created through artificial insemination.
And this is all primarily just for our visual, because we want the turkey to look a certain way on the platter.
Oh, well,
That's a
tell
good
you
one.
the truth, I don't know. I think that what they did starting in the 30s, but really getting down to cases in the 1960s, they just bred for rapid growth by kind of retarding the development of the birds. Don't know whether you were aware of it, but one way to get a big bird is to preserve its younger characteristics so it keeps growing really quickly.
Oh, I see.
So is the advantage
heritage
there?
birds? Pardon?
Sorry, Roger. Is the advantage there then to get them to market more quickly because they achieve that desired weight more quickly?
Well, the advantage is to save money on food
Okay.
because you have to feed an industrial bird less corn and soybeans to get it to market. It helps to be able to create them, grow them up more quickly. Do either of you remember the cartoon character Baby Huey?
Oh, yeah. Right, yes. As a matter of fact, I
Baby
do.
Huey was an enormous 8-foot chicken, but he was in diapers.
Right.
And you could say that industrial turkeys are Baby Huey birds because they grow big, but they don't grow up.
Right.
They are more, they're physiologically, they're younger birds than heritage turkeys. Heritage turkeys turn into what you might call mature juvenile birds. They start taking on some characteristics of adult birds, and that's why they taste better.
Oh, okay, so they do taste better.
That's what I
Yeah.
wanted to ask about. What are the advantages? What's the preference for the heritage? Is it the taste? Is it the texture? What's making them a better choice?
All of the above. And also, we feel that there are 3 sets of values that we serve. And one is to get a good-tasting turkey, and one that is more capable of surviving. For example, when traditional heritage turkeys get loose, they can survive in the wild, and you'll see that they have interbred with wild turkeys. That happens quite often. Industrial birds wouldn't have a chance because they don't even move well. They can't flutter as high as heritage birds. They can't run as fast. They are their integrity as animals has been kind of compromised by this single-minded breeding for quick growth and for what they call an efficient food conversion rate, which means that so many pounds of feed wind you up with so many pounds of meat.
Right. We're speaking with Roger Mastrud with the Heritage Turkey Foundation based in the coastal city of Capitola. Roger, I'm wondering if the foundation has any statistics on the number of heritage birds purchased over the last, say, decade and how that has risen or fallen. What's the trend?
Well, the history of my project out here is that it started around 2001, so there were no heritage turkeys being sold virtually in the year 2001, and nobody's keeping accurate statistics, but the best I can figure is that about 30,000 heritage turkeys are raised and sold each year.
Wow, from 0 to 30,000.
Yeah.
Wow.
And but that's up against over 200 million industrial birds.
Wow.
So it is a tiny, tiny percentage. And that's why the heritage birds are so hard to find.
Now, Roger, I'm looking at your Heritage Turkey Foundation website, and you were talking about how quickly an industrial turkey grows to its desired weight in about 18 weeks, whereas the heritage bird it could be up to 30 weeks to reach their market weight. So that right there, it's a math problem. You know, feed the bird for 18 weeks or feed the bird for 30 weeks.
Right.
Well, that's why heritage turkeys cost more. That's one of the major reasons.
So it's just a choice that we're making, and we want to think about how our food is raised and what's involved with that.
Well,
Yeah.
I said there were three sets of values, and one is the taste of the birds. But the second is humane animal production, and all heritage turkeys that I know of are well raised according to humane practices.
That's great.
More than 99% of industrial birds. So heritage birds, partly just because our farmers are smaller and less focused on the absolute maximum
Profits.
or absolute minimum price.
Yeah. Well, Roger Mastrud, thank you so much for sharing that. We've given people at least another idea for Thanksgiving dinner. Think about heritage turkeys for you and your family. You're listening to the Eat, Drink, Explore Radio Network, and we are back in just a moment. Thanks again, Roger.